Hi there and welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at the Renault Clio RS Line. Now this is the 5th generation of the Clio and it's been around since 2019. It's recently had a further facelift, so this is the current outgoing version. So the question today is it a good time to grab yourself a bargain? The Clio in the RS line gives it a real sporty look. Imposing 17-inch alloys set the car off well, and the signage on the side shows it's an R-Line. And the nice touch is the shark fin aerial which comes as standard. And moving on to the interior, it looks smart. To be honest, it has the feel of more of a premium car. The sports seats are very supportive, and with the leather on the seats gives it a sportier feel. The red lines on the dashboard and the stitching on the seats set off the interior nicely. The driver's seat is a good place to be, with a small, sporty steering wheel and the large 7-inch infotainment system. Everything is at your fingertips. What I really like is Renault have kept the traditional physical dials and switches rather than the fiddly touchscreen buttons that too many of its competitors have moved to. On the driver's side door are the usual controls for the electric windows, as well as controls for the electric wind mirrors. As with most modern cars, the electric handbrake is standard, and it also comes with an auto hold, which is great for hill starts. To continue the modern feel, it has a digital dashboard. Storage wise, got a couple of cup holders by the handbrake. In between the two seats, there's a little cubby hole. It's pretty small. You can get bits and bobs in there. The dials are very standard Renault. You see them on most of their vehicles. Air conditioning is standard. And there are a couple of charging USB points under the dials. The steering wheel has quite a lot of functionality on it. It has cruise control on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you've got voice control and also access to the functions on the actual dashboard. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, are the controls for the radio. It's a modern, sporty looking interior. Back to the outside of the car. The front is a sporty grille, and the daytime running lights are LED. It has body coloured bumpers and the auto braking sensors at the front. Going into the rear of the car, the rear door handles are hidden up by the window, which is a nice touch. In the back of the car, there's seating for 3, but to be honest, not much else. The half leather theme continues in the back, but there's no central armrest. Space-wise, as you can see, I'd say there's enough. For an adult, it's okay. For a child, it would be perfect. I'm 5'7", and no problem at all. Anything over 6 foot, you may struggle. There's some pockets in the back of the seats and ISOFIX points on both of the chairs, including front passenger seat. Above the driver's seat, there's an SOS button which you can hit in case of an emergency, which will call out the road assistance. As well as that, there's the usual lighting. The sun visor has a mirror on both sides, which is a nice touch. And there's the microphone point for the phone connectivity. The glove box Yeah, it's not particularly big, but enough room to put a few bits in. As I said, there's a couple of charging points. Another of the safety features the car has is lane assist, and there's a button on the right that enables you to turn that on and off depending on whether you want it. The car has its keyless entry. When you walk away, the wing mirrors automatically close up, and when you arrive at the car, it unlocks and the mirrors open up, which is a nice touch. At the rear, to open the boot, there's a little button just above the number plate. Click that, the boot unlocks. Now, it's got a class leading boot, 391 litres, which is great. Split rear seats as well, so you can pop one of them down if you've got something large to put in the boot. It's got a stubby rear end. It's sort of quite chunky. I quite like it. In the middle of the badge, there's a rear parking camera, and you can clearly see that on the infotainment system on the large screen. It's a good quality camera. You can clearly see what's behind you, and together with the parking sensors, it makes parking and reversing very easy. So out on the road, the Clio has a firm ride, but this certainly improves the handling. In sport mode, it's very responsive and everything sharpens up, so that's great. The view and the visibility are good, but looking out the rear is slightly restricted by the chunky pillars. There are various engines on the Clio, a 1 litre, a 1.3, which we're in today, and a 1.6 E-Tech hybrid plug-in. My favourite would be the 1.3 as a great all-rounder. The Clio has 3 driving settings: My Sense, which is the standard setting, Sport mode, and the Eco mode. So in the standard My Sense mode, it's a twin dial dash, speedometer and rev counter, so very clear and traditional. Hit the Sport button, everything changes, and you've just got a rev counter with the information either side. In Eco, the car becomes more frugal, and there's a digital dash, as you can see here, very clear digital number. At night time, it has in-car lighting, which goes with the red theme, which I quite like. And so, to summarise, would I buy this car? Is it worth it? Well, to be honest, I think it's a great small car. It's certainly up there. It would be in my top 3. It has a good feel about it, an excellent selection of standard options. It's got a sporty look and great safety features. And I think it's quite practical with that boot. It's a good size. It's got a pokey engine, and to be honest, I think it still feels very modern, even though it is the outgoing version. And at the current discounted prices, it does seem like a bargain. I've checked out Auto Trader, and as you can see, you can get up to £4,000 off, and that's for a new car, so that is great. So the decision is yours. I hope I've helped. If you did find it useful, don't forget to like, and please subscribe to look out for more videos that will be coming along soon.